want to start out with the basic concept that the medical system has failed America terribly. The reason why many of the assembly jobs, the manufacturing jobs have left America is not because of greedy CEOs, but because of the high cost of medical benefits for employees. And, of course, insurance is sort of like part of the bad boy thing because doctors didn't seem to care what they charged the patients because insurance would pay. When it got too expensive, employees went to the employer and said, we need more medical benefits. And finally got to the point where they couldn't keep their doors open. They were going broke. So they took the companies out of the country so that they could survive financially, manufacture stuff, send it back. That's the high cost of medical benefits. On top of that, we spend more money each year for health care. We spend more money each year than all the nations of the world combined. There's 204 nations in the United Nations, and we spend more than all of them each year. What do we get? We're 92nd in healthfulness. There's 91 other nations whose peoples are healthier than us. We rank 60th in longevity. There's 59 other nations whose peoples live longer than us, and God forgive us, we rank 41st when it comes to live births and first-month survivability of our babies. And this is one of the many reasons why over the last 35 years we've come up with a book and the CDs, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Let's Play Doctor, where you learn how to do your own medical laboratory stuff. Instead of paying $800 for a physical, you could do your own physical for $5, and it's safer, much more complete. The book Let's Play Doctor has a whole chapter on the home laboratory, teaching how to do all these things yourself and how to interpret the numbers of the lab work you got from your doctor. And you'll be free. You'll be free of the doctor because you'll know how to do all this stuff for like $5 for a physical. Well, the almost 50 years, 49 years of research and clinical work have gone into a new book that's coming out in a couple of weeks called Epigenetics. The subtitle is The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. It goes into all the diseases that are claimed to be genetically transmitted by medical doctors, which are really just nutritional deficiencies, how they affect the genes. This is called epigenetics. I'm considered one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics because I discovered the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis in 1977 and showed it not to be genetically transmitted, as was generally thought, but to be, in fact, a simple deficiency of a mineral during pregnancy. Found the same thing in muscular dystrophy and so on. So we look at type 2 diabetes, which is a simple mineral deficiency. We look at Alzheimer's disease, which is a simple nutritional deficiency. Congestive heart failure, simple vitamin deficiency. Cardiomyopathy heart disease, a simple mineral deficiency, and so on. Macular degeneration, all the diseases that are said to be genetic are not. Every birth defect you can name are known in the animal industry to be due to a simple vitamin mineral deficiency. And, of course, I sued the FDA 8 times in federal court and prevailed, several of which have to do with preventing birth defects, including folic acid for spina bifida. Why do they put folic acid in prenatal vitamins? Because I sued the FDA and prevailed. This is a landmine. This is a minefield to get through because the medical system has kept the damper on it because they're a protected monopoly and they are self-policing. And through legislation, not through earning it, through their skill and being able to do a good job, but by legislation, paying the elected officials under the table, medical doctors got all of their competition to be declared quacks and fifth-class citizens. So what I want you to do is get a hold of many of the Wallach books, if you will. Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Let's Play Doctor, Hell's Kitchen, Black Gene Lies, things of that nature, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, Energy Crisis, God Bless America. But the new one coming out, it's going to be out in about 10 days here, so watch for it. Ask your longevity associate for it. Don't wait until the first 100,000 have been sold. Get it now. Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And the 3 CDs I would get, 4, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Number 2, From Here to Immortality. Number 3, What Kills Billionaires. Number 4, Dial MD for Murder. My favorite, Dial MD for Murder. And so all of this goes into the telomere science, which are the end caps on your genes and your chromosomes. So these things actually, the longer they're around, the more duplications you have for your chromosomes, which means the longer you're going to live in a healthful way. So this book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, tells you how to avoid all the bad things in your diet. It tells you what supplements to program to take. Of course, the 90 essential nutrients, the 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. But this book, Epigenetics, has all of the current science to back up what I've been yelling about for 37 years. And so this is very exciting. It's very exciting. The book is published by Select Books. It's a affiliate of Random House, very, very big publishing company. We're very excited about this. This is the first book of all of them that we've had that was published by a big publishing company instead of self-publication. And they're going to give us entree to media and universities and other venues being able to get the message of the Longevity 90 for Life program out to millions and millions of Americans. If you like what you read in this book, Epigenetics, we want you to join Longevity. We want you to help us become one of our associates, and we will pay you an obscene amount of money. We will pay you car bonuses. We're publicly traded, and you get stock options as you move up the ranks. This is a wonderful way to get a second stream of income and get legitimate tax deductions. Contact your Longevity associate today and say, hey, I need the Epigenetics book today. Of course, there'll be a CD out for it. And I think it's called Somebody Needs to Go to Jail. Someone Should Go to Jail. What a great title. Well, stick with us. We're going to be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a bit about prenatal vitamins, as I've got a Fox News story here headlined, Prenatal Vitamins, How to Choose the Best for Your Pregnancy. They say prenatal vitamin is vital for a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby, but knowing when to start taking them and the brand to buy can be daunting. And this is all from a Dr. Mary Rosser, a assistant professor in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Montefiore Medical Center in New York. Say they should complement a healthy diet. It's really not a substitute for anything. And according to Michelle McCrae, Senior Director of Research for Formulation and Quality at a supplement company, she says, because we tend to lack a lot of vitamins and minerals due to depleted soils, getting those prenatal vitamins is even more important. They say, when should you start taking prenatal vitamins hoping to get pregnant? You should ideally take prenatal vitamin 3 months before you plan to conceive. Because, you've been talking about that for years, Doc. And
they must be listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
Well, they may be, but they're not cured at all, because they say 50% of pregnancies are unplanned, and so experts recommend women of reproductive age should take a multivitamin with 400 micrograms of folic acid. But What's interesting about this, Doc, is it says what to look for in a prenatal vitamins. Say formulations can vary, and they say vitamin and minerals to look for: folic acid, iron, calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, DHA, EPA, vitamin B, vitamin C, and choline. Now, I counted those up, and that's 10 out of the 90, and you recommend 90 and not just 10, and we were talking before the show, and there's a very important one that's not on the list.
Yeah, zinc deficiency, of course, the first 10 minutes of pregnancy results in Down syndrome. And also zinc deficiency causes heart defects, cleft palate, limb defects, hand and foot defects of all kinds. It's just a really, really important thing. All kinds of genital defects in both males and females. And it's just really, and they didn't mention zinc. Man, they get an F+.
Yeah.
No, they get an F-.
Yeah, it's another case of they got part of it right, and then they have to take that left turn out into nowhere land and lead people astray.
Yeah, well, that's because they really don't have much training in nutrition. No, that's not right. They don't get any training in nutrition. And probably the most important person in a person's life, other than their mother and father, is the OBGYN. If they're managing the pregnancies and it turns out bad, there should be a penalty. They should spend 6 months in jail for any birth defect, catastrophic birth defects. Really, they should spend 10 years in jail. And after once or twice, all the other OBGYNs will get the message, and they'll start paying attention to the details of prenatal vitamins, all 90 essential nutrients. We see so many fertility clinics. They charge these poor young couples $25,000, even if they've had miscarriages, for fertility treatments. Now, people who get miscarriages are fertile. They just can't carry a pregnancy. They need to be on a gluten-free diet. They need the 90 essential nutrients. And we could be a birth defect-free country if everybody would get on this bandwagon and get the 90 for life before they're conceived, all through the pregnancy they're developed in for the rest of their life. And, of course, by the time they're old enough to have their own kids, everything will be perfect. all birth defects are preventable. There's not a single one that's genetically transmitted. Of course, all this information, Doug, is in the new book coming out, Epigenetics. I can't wait till this hits the streets. We're talking a couple of weeks, less than that, 10 days maybe. This is going to be wild. Thank you so much for bringing all this up. I urge everybody to give us a call if you have a question. We pay for the call. 1-888-379-2552. Again, that's 1-888-379-2552. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Well, let's head to Tennessee, and Christy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Christy, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. Thank you so much for taking my phone call.
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
I've got a question, and it's for my dad. He's always been in perfect health, never been on medications or anything. He's never looked his age. Long story short, he hit his head, had a bilateral bleed. It sent him to surgery. They did the burr hole in the first surgery, and then they had to go back 2 times to do craniotomies, and all this happened in 12 hours. And during this time, they found out that he had a rare blood disorder. His hematologist said he's only like the 4th person in the United States with this blood disorder. The best way to say is that he has factor 8, 9, and 11. I can't remember if 10 is in there or not, but I do know...
Hey, now, wait a minute. 8. Stop a minute. Now, your dad's how old?
79.
Okay, 79. So we know this is not a birth defect. It's not genetic because it didn't show up until he's 79.
Right.
I guarantee it. I don't care what they said.
Okay. That's
when they don't understand anything, suddenly now it's a genetic disease. Right. They wanted to blame on your dad's genes rather than look at themselves in the mirror and say, gosh, there's something I don't know. Okay? And so how does these factors determine? They have low platelets? There's a protein missing? I mean, what is it?
The best that the hematologist will tell us is the only way to tell us is that he has a factor 8, 9, and 11. And
well, that's not an answer. That's not an answer. Is it a protein or is it platelet problems? What is the problem? Why isn't his blood clotting?
He will bleed. His blood doesn't clot. That's the problem. Is it?
Well, I don't believe that. Wait a minute. I don't believe that because he's 79 years old and he didn't bleed to death before that. I guarantee he skinned his knee as a kid. He fell off his bike and got a bloody nose. And so this is a new thing. This is not something. So what I want you to do is get copies of all his lab work. Okay? Then why don't you call me back with all his lab work? I want to know his chemistries, his blood proteins, his albumin, his globulins. I want to know his platelet counts. I want to know all that kind of stuff. Okay? I want to know his calcium levels. I want to know everything that they have on a laboratory report. I want you to stack it up in front of you and call me back and read it to me. But at any rate, what does your dad weigh?
Well, he's put on a lot of weight because his brain does not let him know when he is full. I want to say probably around 250.
Okay, and how tall is he?
I'm not sure about how tall he is. I know he needs to lose a good 30 pounds.
Is he taller than you? Is he taller than you or shorter than you?
No, he's taller than me. I mean, I'm not sure if he's
How tall are you?
Maybe 5'11" or 6 feet.
Okay. Hang on. I'll come back with a program for you after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Tennessee. And Christy, okay, let me ask you one more question, Christy, then get your pen and paper out. I'm going to give you what I think should be done here. And I do want you to call me back with all this laboratory data, blood, urine, any other tests they took. But I also, let's see here, want to ask you, you said your dad was basically healthy, but he's 65 pounds overweight. According to his height, if 5'11" is correct, he's 60 pounds or so overweight. And then, does he have anything else? Any diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, anything?
No, the only thing was, they said he had AFib, but they have never been able to detect that anymore. The only medication he is taking is, I think it's called Solitol. Otherwise, it's just nothing but supplements that we've been giving him, because we've also been trying to help with, regaining his cognitive thinking and short-term memory.
Okay, so he has memory problems.
Right.
Okay, how long has that been going on?
Well, since the surgery. I mean, he was in the hospital for 8 months.
I got you. Okay, since the trauma. Is he still in the hospital?
No, he's out.
Hang on. Get your pen and paper. Here we go. Okay, AFib can be due to congestive heart failure. It could be due to a back problem. Okay? And, of course, if you had trauma, head, neck, back, upper back, and had AFib for a while, it could have been a temporary bruising, swelling, inflammation around the disc between T1, 2, 3, and 4, which resulted in squeezing of the spinal nerves, which caused a temporary AFib. That's all possible. If he shrunk any in height since he was 20 years old, it could be permanent degenerative disc disease, which we can reverse. At any rate, here's what we do. 250 pounds. Got to go by what he weighs, not about what we wish he weighed. So I would have him take a minimum of 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month. 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month. I'd also get him 1 healthy bone and joint pack per month. I want him to take 3 selenium twice a day. All this will be accomplished by the 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month and 1 healthy bone and joint pack per month. 3 selenium twice a day. 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals 2.0 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 of the EFAs at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I want him to get an extra bottle of glucogel, so that, along with that 1 healthy bone and joint pack, will allow him to have 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. Blood clotting disorders can be due to liver problems, which will show up in the blood test. It can also be due to just simple calcium deficiency, okay? Or a malabsorption problem where you can't absorb calcium or protein, all kinds of stuff. So we're kind of covering most of those bases. I would like you to get him off of all the bad stuff. It means no fried foods, no processed meats, no nitrates, nitrites, no oils, no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, that sort of stuff. And then call me every 2 weeks. Call me as soon as you can with the blood and urine work and any other lab tests he has. Maybe in the radiologist report. I'm sure he had lots of head and neck x-rays. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to California. And Nathaniel, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Nathaniel. You're on the air.
Yes. I have a brother who's autistic and he's blind, and he's been on medications for over 20 years. I just want to know what nutrients to give him and how to wean him off the medication.
Okay. Now, was he blind at birth, or did that come on later?
He became blind this last year around probably June or July. They said he had anterior uveitis.
Okay, so he was... so he got retinitis after he was 20 years old?
No, anterior uveitis. He got that around June or July.
Anterior uveitis? Would you say uveitis?
I'm sorry. Yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Now, does he have any other issues I need to know about? Does he have any diabetes or arthritis, cleft palate, heart defects, anything like that?
Well, I know he has asthma, high blood pressure, thyroid deficiency, behavioral problems, seizures.
Okay, I already know what his problem is. Does he still have asthma?
Yes.
Okay, does he have any skin problems? Any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea, dry skin?
He picks his skin and he picks his scabs every now and then. And
okay, because he itches all the time. What's the scabs from?
I don't know.
Okay, just gets little sores all over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be psoriasis, or it could be psoriasis, and so. Yeah, well, he has a gluten intolerance. What does your brother weigh?
He's 177.
Okay. Okay, Miss Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, this is a Shar thing. We know he's got a gluten intolerance because he's got asthma, he's got skin problems, and he's got, like, high blood pressure, asthma, skin problems. He became blind recently, and he's got emotional stuff. He's autistic. So... what would you do for this young fellow?
I would get him on 2 healthy brain and heart packs, and he's got to clean up his diet, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, and avoid sugars because that's what causes all this other autism and everything.
Mm-hmm. And what would you do for his high blood pressure?
Ultimate Daily.
Okay, very good. So at 177 pounds, let's see, I'd give him 3 of the Ultimate Daily tablets twice a day. Is 1 bottle a month of that. 2 healthy heart and brain packs. You get an A+ there, dear. Very, very good. And the autism, if he was born normal, and the mama would know this, if he was born normal, and became autistic at 2 years of age or 5 years of age or whatever, this is easily reversible. If he was born this way and he just never was, not quite all there when he was born, a floppy baby as they call him, and had delayed walking, delayed speaking, this sort of stuff, there may be some permanent damage in there. That's possible. Because if the mother's gluten intolerant, even if she was supplemented with prenatal vitamins, she might not be able to get maximum absorption there. But Shar hit the nail on the head. I would just throw one more thing in there because of the brain metabolism problems going on there. I would definitely throw in the D-stress capsules, capital D-stress. Have them take 3 of those twice a day. Clean up the diet, as Shar says. Absolutely no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, all that stuff. No oils, no mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils, absolutely no olive oil, no coconut oil, and no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Give us a call every couple of weeks, Nathaniel, and give us a progress report or lack of progress report in your brother, and we'll walk you through this. Oh, don't forget the Ultimate Daily Tablets. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Stay right there in California and go to Letitia. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, hi, Doctor.
Letitia,
Hi. I've been having depression and insomnia since I was 17. I'm 49 now. Sleep problems. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with RA, which it never showed on the blood test. They call it seronegative RA.
Okay.
And the only thing that it shows on my x-rays, soft tissue inflammation of my fingers and my hands.
Okay.
And my knees hurt a lot. 105. 2 years ago, before diagnosed, I was 138. And a Chinese doctor put me in some kind of diet to lose weight with green juices.
Sounds like you did a good job.
My stiffness from my feet and my hands went away. Not completely, but pretty much a lot. Just my knees lately are still hurting. But lately, after I was diagnosed 2 years ago with RA,
Okay, now let's stop there a minute. Do you have any skin problems?
No.
Okay, do you have any history of asthma or bronchitis as a kid?
No.
Okay, do you have children?
Yes, 2.
2, okay. Do any of them have asthma or bronchitis or skin problems?
No, the only thing I suffered before actually from rhinitis or sinus, which the doctors gave me a spray. But now with the cleansing that I did a year ago, it went away. My son suffers from like a little allergies to mites.
Okay, very good. Okay, here we go. Shar?
Yes.
She got depression. Okay, she got rheumatoid arthritis, but it's negative RA. Inflammation around her joints and her fingers. She has a sleep problem. What would you do? 105 pounds, about your weight.
She needs a healthy bone and joint pack.
Okay.
And obviously, get on a gluten-free diet. Probably got a gluten problem. I would get on a gluten-free diet anyway, just to be safe. Right?
What would you do for the, let's say the inflammation? Let's say there's an infection from rheumatoid arthritis. What would you give her?
She needs killer biotic.
Okay, 3 twice a day, 2 bottles a month. What would you do for the insomnia?
Sleepies.
Very good. 3 of those about an hour before bedtime. She won't make it to the bed. She'll fall asleep. And then what about the depression?
The depression, she needs the de-stress.
Oh, you get an A+ again. Yeah, 3 of those twice a day. Stay away from all the bad foods. Give us a call every 2 weeks, Letitia. This is very quickly resolvable, and especially since the RA blood tests were negative, but they're going to see inflammation in the soft tissue around your fingers and joints. These things are all part of the musculoskeletal stuff: osteopenia, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, degenerative arthritis, bone-to-bone arthritis, tendonitis, fibromyalgia, lupus. All that kind of stuff is all kind of mishmashed in there together. And Shar hit it on the head. That's an A+. Okay, Doug, we got time to see another one? Or
we're just about at break time here.
Okay, so I'm just going to give out that number again. Don't forget, you can give us a call. We pay for the call. It's 1-888-379-2552. Again, that's toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. And we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Wisconsin. And Ruth, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Ruth. You're on the air.
Yes, thank you very much for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
I'm just interested in losing weight. I've been retired for 10 years, and in that 10 years, I've gained 50 to 60 pounds. And I'm having a very difficult time, even during the summer when I do all my gardening and running around more. I still have a difficult time losing, but it's so easy to gain.
Okay, well, first of all, let's back up a little bit. How old are you?
I'm 63.
Okay, and how much do you weigh?
195.
Okay, and how tall are you?
5'0".
Okay, 5 foot. Okay, yeah, I'd say you're 90 pounds overweight. 5 foot, I like to see around, anywhere from 95 to 105 pounds. And you're about Char's height. And okay, Char?
Yes.
Okay. How would you help Ruthie? What would you do? And you've seen many, many people lose weight on our weight loss program. What would you do for her?
Okay. The ASAP will help her lose weight, but it won't work without taking a Healthy Start pack. She needs 2 of them, actually. 2
Healthy Start packs. Do you have any other issues, Ruth? Such as arthritis, high blood pressure, diabetes?
No, they think I'm pre-diabetic. That was my fasting blood sugar was 101, but they just thought that I might be pre-diabetic.
Yeah, well, the combination of being sort of at the high normal, you're at high normal, but being overweight, high normal blood sugar, you're kind of in that metabolic syndrome thing, which is a pre-diabetic stuff, and so they're probably correct. So I want to jump on that before you get that far. And so what would you throw in the mix here, Char, to deal with the pre-diabetes?
The sweeties.
And 195 pounds, how much would you give her?
Well, she could actually take the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, and that way she'd get the sweeties with that.
Okay, but I'd also get her another bottle of sweeties so she could take 6 a day. 195 pounds, I'd have her take 3 twice a day, and 1 Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. That way she'll get 1 bottle of sweeties with the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, and then a bottle by itself. And then throw in the ASAP, as you said earlier, ASAP. I would go ahead and get 1 bottle a month, start out with that, put a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal, and get a couple of the Slender Effects Weight Management System meal replacers. They're only about $1.15 per meal. You can get them in vanilla chocolate. You can make a cold shake out of it, or a ice cream. Throw a couple of eggs in there. Make it with water, and throw a couple of eggs in it, either as a cold shake or blend it up with a couple of eggs and make it into a ice cream. Freeze it as sugar-free, and even with the egg, 2 eggs in there. Make it with water. You're going to have a 300-calorie meal, so if you do 2 of those a day, and then your third meal, have a nice salad with a piece of poached or baked fish the size of a deck of cards, or a piece of sliced roast beef the size of a deck of cards, or you could have lamb, you could have goat, you could have rabbit, you can have poultry, chicken, again, the size of a piece of, or a deck of cards. Absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no sugar, and you'll be satisfied, because when you take these minerals, it's amazing how your appetite tones right down, because being overweight, being obese, being somebody who has the munchies, you just can't control the munchies, this has nothing to do with lack of self-control. It's actually a mineral deficiency. You probably should get the book Hell's Kitchen and get a hold of that CD, and you'll learn. You'll have all this information. It's amazing. It's amazing how much we know about mineral deficiencies and weight gain, and mineral deficiencies in the munchies, mineral deficiencies in binge eating, and mineral deficiencies in weight gain. This is what we do in the livestock industry. How do you think we get cattle and sheep and goats and pigs and chickens to gain so much weight? We give them a very high-calorie, low-mineral diet, and they are crazy about eating, and they gain weight. Why be in a feedlot yourself? Okay? Well, thank you, Char. Super job. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.